Good morning. We're here in the office of Representative Todd Hunter of Texas. Thank you, Mr. Hunter, to be with us this morning in your busy session day.
Yes, thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, Mr. Hunter, I would like to know if you can tell us a little bit about the people in your district and what are the issues that they are concerned with.
Well, I have 4 counties. I have Nueces, which is Corpus Christi. I have Aransas, which is Rockport. I have San Patricio, and I have Calhoun. They're coastal counties. They're water counties. They're by the ocean. So my folks, my constituents, are interested in hurricanes, taxes, and protection on insurance. Those are the big issues for my folks.
Do you have a lot of hurricanes in your area?
Absolutely. We have a lot of threats. Most of the hurricanes in Texas are north or south of the Corpus Christi area, but we're always in a threat, and we're coming up to hurricane season.
Well, Mr. Hunter, I also know that you are a member of the Hispanic Republican Conference, which is a very new conference which has been formed in the Texas House of Representatives. Why did you choose to be part of the Hispanic Republican Conference?
Well, in Nueces County, there's a big growing trend of Republicans and Hispanic involvement. And I have been very active in trying to outreach because the largest growing population in the state of Texas is our Hispanic population. And being in South Texas, and for many years, I was the southernmost Anglo public official that was a Republican. And I work well, and I think that it's extremely important that we all work together. But Nueces County led the state in Hispanic Republican wins. So I was very, very supportive, and I wanted to show my support today and in the future.
Well, Mr. Hunter, as a National Director of Voices Action, which is a nonprofit organization who educates and empowers Latino community with conservative fiscal and social values, I get invited in the media a lot to debate liberal representatives or even congressmen. A couple weeks ago, I was in Univision up against Congressman Luis Gutierrez, who claimed that Republicans never do anything to address immigration. My response was that yes. In fact, here in Texas, we have a landmark Republican immigration legislation. It's called HCR 88. It's a bill that addresses these issues while the Democrats continue their piecemeal attempts. Mr. Hunter, do you have any idea when the HCR 88 will be scheduled to be in the House floor?
I don't know when it's going to be scheduled, but HCR 88 was filed by Representative John Garza, a Republican from San Antonio. And what he's trying to do is show that Texas is concerned about immigration and that Texas will do something in the immigration area. The key thing is Texas is doing something, but the way we're doing it is we're working with Hispanics, Anglos, African Americans, Asians all together talking about immigration. So Republicans are taking a leadership and they're doing it positively.
Right. President Ronald Reagan said that Hispanics are Republican. They just don't know it yet. And it has been a few years ago when he said that. I do believe that Hispanics have the values that they are the conservative values. Do you have any suggestions? What should we do to attract the Latino vote for the Republican Party?
Well, first, the Hispanic, the South Texan, is very family-oriented. And the Republican Party is very, very strong on family values. So there's one element. 2, fiscal responsibility. Hispanics, Anglos, we all are hard workers, especially in South Texas. We work very, very hard, so we're very fiscally responsible. And South Texans, Hispanics, Anglos, are very, very strong on higher education and public education. And again, the Republican Party is doing this. So I think you're going to see a growing involvement of Hispanics and Republicans together because it's a natural fit.
And also the population is also growing. We heard that we are going to have 4 new congressional seats in Texas. And I am from North Texas, from the Dallas area. And isn't it great that Dallas-Fort Worth area is going to have a new U.S. congressional seat? And do you have any information? I know that you are in the redistricting committee. I just would like to know if you have any information where this seat is going to be.
We don't know yet because we haven't taken up congressional redistricting, but yes, the Dallas-Fort Worth area should be getting at least one of the new congressional seats. The 3 others could be placed in Houston, could be in the San Antonio-Austin area, South Texas, or even Dallas has an argument to have 2 seats. So We haven't finalized, but you'll start seeing us looking at congressional redistricting over the next 3 weeks.
Well, Mr. Hunter, another thing that I heard about you today is that you speak Spanish. And that's
Muy poquito.
Muy poquito. But that you even do some commercials in Spanish.
Yes.
I do believe that the Spanish media is important in Texas and also in the nation, but yes, in Texas. So you also do some of your advertisement in Spanish, right, sir?
Absolutely. I have one of my assistants, Angie Flores, Angelica Flores, helps me. She helps me translate. She makes sure that I do it correctly, but it's important to me that we start talking to our Texans. That's Hispanic, Anglo, African American, Asian. And if we can take the growing population and show we care, we'll be much better public officials.
Well, Mr. Hunter, I want to thank you for serving the people of your district, but mostly to serve the people of Texas. Thank you.
Thank you
Muchas
very much.
gracias.
Gracias.
Mr. Hunter, can you give me please an update in Cedar Bayou?
Yes, in Aransas County there's a pass, we call it the Cedar Bayou. It's a pass that we're trying to get opened. It has been closed, it has been basically left abandoned when the public and the people of Aransas County want it. It has been tied up in the federal agencies. The state has been very supportive of reopening. The state has been very supportive of reopening. I've worked very hard to get the state side. Unfortunately, I'm not a U.S. congressman, and so I don't have control or jurisdiction over the federal government. But the federal government is where it has been basically slowed down. So the help we need is to make sure the federal agencies get behind the state and that pass opens.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter.